Hi everyone, thank you for joining me once again. So, Women's Day is upon us, and I would like to talk about two very interesting women within Jewish mysticism and the connection between them, Lilith and Eve. In the story of the Garden of Eden in the book of Genesis, we know that Eve has taken the fruit of the tree of knowledge, offered it to Adam, and they became sinners. We know that the one that offered her this fruit was the serpent, the ancient serpent. And in Genesis, we do have two sentences that are very confusing. One says that Eve was created as equal to Adam, while the other one says that she was created from his side, from his rib. This duality opened the door to different legends that came into the story from different legends around the ancient Levant. And what became of it, that the figure of Lilith, we talked about her in former videos about the very ancient roots that she has all over the ancient Near East and the way she did into Jewish mysticism, has turned to be the first woman that was created in the Garden of Eden and fled from the garden. The first time we see this in writing is in a book called Ben Sira between the 4th and the 10th century. Most researchers today talk about the 7th century. But what becomes of it is that in later years and in different mystical traditions, they say that the serpent was actually Lilith herself. She appears in the tree of knowledge as some kind of a she-serpent, and she's the one offering Eve the apple. And so those two women are becoming the original sinners that will shape the way women are being viewed in religions that wish to control them. And although one of the aspect that they try to rule is the sexuality of women, they did tell us that there is a chance that maybe Eve had a very intimate meeting with the serpent and later on had children from this meeting. It is a very bizarre story, but if I had to guess, I'm guessing it's being inspired from different ancient mythologies, such as the one in Greek mythology where Gaia, the creating mother, is creating the world by dancing with an ancient sea serpent. And they create the world from this dance. But in traditions that are taking us into the Middle Ages and later generations, this means that all the children of Eve, and especially women, they also are the children of Lilith. And women are not only the daughters of Eve, but also the daughters of Lilith, because they carry her essence from this meeting. Women, for this reason, were considered to be very easy to demonic influences. Sometimes, after the monthly period, they even cut the edges of their nails and their hair, because during this time they were considered to be very open to demonic influence, and they might have been carrying those influences and maybe even demons in the tips of their fingers and hair. The hair is a very interesting concept because they say that after this meeting, Eve's hair grew long and red, much like Lilith's hair. This loose red hair becomes a symbol of a woman which you are struggling to control. You can't just tell her what to do. In later videos, we will speak of the fact that red hair became a symbol of many rebels, characters that did things that did not conform with what you should have done, but did things that were completely different. One of the tradition claims that Lilith's hair was made out of serpents, much like Medusa in the old Greek mythology. This is very interesting because the serpent, the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, they were ancient symbols that were connected to goddesses all around the Mediterranean and were considered to be good. They could have been frightening and threatening, but they could also defend you, protect you, symbolize fertility and the power to create. Within the biblical stories, we see that someone is turning those symbols into something that is not always being connected to women in a positive way. And in a weird way, this story that claims that the women carry those qualities all throughout the generation is actually keeping them close to those symbols, to the tree, to the serpent, and reclaiming them into the feminine power. We know that women in ancient times, if they did things that were beyond nature or supernatural phenomena, they were considered to be witches. If a man did it, there was a chance it was a miracle from God, but a woman, she was a witch. And even if they were human, they are called daughters of Lilith or women of Lilith because they carry her inspiration. And as Women's Day is upon us, maybe it's time to ask, Does the fact that we carry both of those qualities, as those legends are insisting on telling us, is actually a bad thing? Or maybe it's giving us the power to take those ancient symbols and ancient qualities that were connected to goddesses and the ability to protect and to create is something good. Maybe legends that were insisting of framing those meetings and Eve and Lilith and their symbols in less of a positive manner is actually beneficial, and maybe we can reclaim our power. I hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I would love to hear your thought. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.